Good morning, folks. You know, it's a cloudy, overcast day today. Probably the wrong day to do a video like this, but I study crappie, especially crappie, so much that I'm always trying to invent or reinvent ways to catch them. Let me put it that way. I can't get it off my mind. About 2 days ago, I went to thinking real hard, how can I catch a crappie, trigger a strike from a crappie that would be different than anything that I've ever done or seen done. And then I come up with this ideal right here I want to share with you. This is a first time thing, and what it involves is a double fluke rig. Now this is a rig I've used for a long time. I've caught a lot of bass on Guntersville Lake by using this technique. And I'll show you how I've tied one up but downsized it tremendously in the hopes of getting a crappie to respond to it. This is the bait right here that I want to use. It's a Catch Go Pro Series Tournament Grade Fishing Tackle. Pro Series, and it says Tournament Grade Fishing Tackle. It's just a 2-inch bait right here that resembles a minnow a whole lot. You can see it looks just like a minnow. It's real flexible, real thin, so it looks like a little swim bait. That's the reason why I wanted to use it on this field, with this field test. Excuse me. Okay, what I've done right here to start with, here's the rig. This is a small swivel, real small, and I've tied a length of line. I used the Palomar knot here on the swivel, tied a length of line about 14 inches long, and I have a loop knot tied to a size 6 mustad hook, just a straight shank hook, if y'all can see that. Now on this hook, I've tied dental floss, which I use a lot, in a lot of different ways, around the shank of the hook. Okay, I went twice like this. Here's just a quick example. And then I tied a knot at the end. Okay. Then I rigged the small hook up in this bait, and I done it backwards. See, the bait is supposed to be like this, coming through the water like this. Well, I've turned the hook backwards, and I did that because I know that the weight of the hook is going to set this bait up just like that. So that's the reason I done it backwards like that. This is just a field test. I may modify this bait or this technique as I go along. I can probably improve it, but it may be just right now. I don't know until I test it. Okay, so that's one. The second one, remember, this is called a double fluke rig, but I modified it. So we have two baits, same thing, swivel the bait, tied with a loop knot. And the reason why I've tied these with a loop knot is so that these will have swinging freedom. Okay, tied directly to the eyelet, I believe it would give it a dull action. This will let it have a lot better action, I believe. Okay, this second one is rigged half the distance, or approximately. I know it's real close. Okay, let's tie it up on a reel and rod right here. The first thing is, this is the main line from my rod right here. Main line is, I'm going to take the short one and slip it up on the line first, on the main line. Okay, real simple. This up on the line. Now I'm going to take the longer one and just go ahead and tie a Palomar knot right here, this swivel. Well, let's do a tri-link knot. And this is 4-pound test line. Everything about this is the leaders, The main line is 4-pound test line. Okay, and that's it. The rig's done. I just hope it catches fish. It's been on my mind for a while. Okay, this is the double rig. It's a double fluke rig modified by Richardgenethefishing. And let's see if we can get some crappie with it. So let's go to the water and let's see what it looks like in the water before we actually fish with it. Now, I may break this down and just fish with one. We'll try that too, probably. I don't really know what we'll do, but I don't know. This is just the first time thing for me too. But it's an ideal I can't get off my mind. Go with me. All right. I'm here at Weiss Lake now. Here's my rig. Y'all can see that. And now let's look at it in the water. I hope we can see that. Let me get down there. The water is dingy at Weiss Lake. It's not as clear as Gunnersville, but can y'all see that? I can done tell that that's going to work. Okay, see that? How those are working together. The only thing I can do is get down through here and try it, folks. There we go. There we go. I knew it. I couldn't get it off my mind, folks. And that was easy. Easy, easy, easy. Let's flip him on in here. Oh my goodness. I'm tickled because after I catch a few of these, I can get it off my mind. Then I can test it on like stump flats and stuff like that in the boat. And if I need to make any adjustments, I can do so. But let's let that fish right there go. This is the kind of stuff that I've done for years. I love to invent and reinvent different ways to catch these special little game fish right here. Let's let him go. Now I'm tickled to death right now. I can't tell y'all how much fun this is. Folks, hey, I was so tickled to catch that crappie on my new rig. But 3 or 4 casts later, I got hung up in a tree, lost my rig. I have no idea why I didn't bring 2 or 3 more rigs just in case. But I didn't. But I did bring a 9'2" jig pole that I bought from Walmart for $44. It's the lightest jig pole I've ever fished with. I used it with a slab tail jig. In the future, I'll give my new rig another go, no doubt. But for now, I hope you try it out, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. There, Elmo! I'm a little bit excited. I've got a new jig pole right here that I bought from Walmart, $44. Sound super sensitive jig pole. Let's try it. It's 9'2", a little bit shorter than what I'm accustomed to. My 10-foot rod I broke, and I'm going to try a little bitty jig right here to start off with. It has a size 8 hook in it. It's a slab tail jig. There we go. There's another fish. Gosh, I can't tell y'all how much. I've done mentioned it once, but I love this rod. Feels like a feather in my hand. They've come a long way with rods. It's the first one I've bought in a long time. I usually keep a rod a long time, but light as a feather. Now, light as a feather. Matter of fact, this is the 9'2". I'm gonna get the 10 footer. Come here, crappie. Because of this, I'll have to quit. Now, the distance these crappie are away from the bank right here is perfect. This rod right here is. And when I let this fish go, I want to show y'all something. Now I'm using 4-pound test line, Mr. Crappie clear line, the clear. Let's let this go. I didn't really tell y'all what I was using. I was so focused on my rod here, tickle with it. This is a vintage reel. It's a Ted Williams 310. Okay, Ted Williams was a baseball player, and a very good one. This reel was made in Italy. And as far as, what am I trying to say? What year it was made, I don't know. I'm going to have to look up some of these old reels I have. But it's real light. For a vintage reel, it's real lightweight. And that's why I chose it for today. Here we go. I was listening to them birds, Elmo. Then I got bit. It's peaceful. Barely drizzling and peaceful out here. Yeah. Golly. I'm going to take this jig pole to Guntersville, Alabama before it's over and do some of this, because I love, well, I done said it too many times, but I'm not kidding. Get you one of these jig poles, folks, right here. Light as a feather. There we go. That's going to cause me to catch more fish because of that. That fish tore my jig up a little bit. Right there. Not a very big one, but it's a small female. Black crappie. Let's let her go. There she goes. Let's see if we can catch another one right here. They're starting to perk up. What I'm doing right here is this. I'm pitching out there beyond the rocks, and I'm letting it go to the bottom. Okay. Once I make contact with the bottom right there, I'm barely picking it up, throwing about a 45-degree angle on from the line to the rod tip, and just barely creeping it along. So the fish, the last 3 strikes I've had, folks, the jig has been about 1 inch, 2 inches from the bottom. They won't move up for the bait. They're really inactive right now, and it's because of this dead blame front coming again. But I just want to share that with y'all. I'm going to change jigs right here. This one's tore up, and we'll see if we can catch another one or two. I'm going to cut that one off, and I'm going to try a 1 inch slab tail jig right here, a white one. Show y'all a quick, easy way to tie a loop knot. It won't fail you. I catch big crappie on this 4-pound test line. These little jigs, they don't fail you. Run it through there, leave you about 6 inches to play with. Okay, you got 2 lines. Put those 2 lines around that finger. Those 2 fingers, go through that loop 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Grab the eyelet with those 2 lines and pull up just as close as you can without cinching that knot up. Come over the top of that eyelet. Push the knot down as close as you can to the eyelet. Grab both lines and just give it a little, here it is. That knot is locked in. It won't slip. Size 8 hook, always bend the hook up, in my opinion, just a little bit, like that. Just a little, it don't take much. Let's try this color. There we go. Now that is a good crappie, so it was a crappie, Elmo. That's a real good fish right here. Real good crappie. Okay. Golly, I love it. It's a big old crappie. Don't think they ain't no big ones here at Weiss Lake, folks. They are. Those who fish over here a lot, residents, and fishes a lot over here at Weiss, knows better. Look at there, what a crappie. That's a good fish. Anywhere. Little bitty jig. That's what they prefer sometimes. Little male, or it looks like it. Let's let him go. Go on back in there. There we go. Right here on this point. Elmo. Good fish too. All right, let's get him in right over here. And let him go. Goodbye. There we go. Good fish. Y'all want a crappie? Just a small jig. Oh, wow. Well, they're hard to catch today, account of these fronts. Yeah. So I downsized real small to catch them. Here you go, young man. I ain't caught too many myself. I've been having to work. But they're just now starting to come in right here close to these rocks.
I've been fishing, I've been fishing down in here for ages.
Yeah.
And just now getting to come.
Yeah.
Really.
I know what you probably like me, you're busy all the time. Time goes by quick, don't it?
Yeah. 3 kids, baseball, and working.
Been there and done it.
50 hours a week.
Yep. Nothing like it, are they? Yeah, they're starting to move in real close. No, these fronts is making fishing a little bit tough.
Okay. And remember, do what you can for calling the bird.